Hi guys, this is Stephanie and I'm here to talk about chapters 4, 5, and 6 of Nourish by Brenda Davis and Reshma Shah. These chapters touch on the macronutrients and fiber, micronutrients, and what equates a healthy diet. So let's get into it. Chapter 4 talks about macronutrients and fiber. They specify carbohydrates, different types of carbohydrates, and the role that they play in our growth, what it does in our bodies, when it's done the right way, when it's done the wrong way, what problems we may have. And they talk about a tribe in Africa called the Chimas and how most of their diet consists of sweet potatoes, whole grains, things like that, and that they're because of their diet being specifically unprocessed carbohydrates, how they have a very low level of Western diseases that we have here in the Western world. Also in Okinawa, Japan, they talked about the people there. It looks like, theirs is mostly whole grains and fruit and vegetables that they get most of their carbs from. So they don't use unprocessed carbohydrates as much as we do here in the United States and Canada. So they don't have a lot of diseases that we have here, a lot of heart diseases and things like that that go on here. They have them, but not at a high rate that we have them. They talked about ways of eliminating eliminating processed carbohydrates in your diet and in your home. One of them is cooking at home. Because when you cook at home, you can replace certain things that they would use in restaurants or in processed foods from the grocery store with the things that are more healthy. You can replace sugar with dates, nutmeg to bring out the natural sweetness of whole foods. Making fruit your go-to sweet treat. So especially if you have children in the house, they want something sweet, cut up some sweet, wash off some fruit, cut it up, put it on a plate, the kids will eat them. And it's a sweet treat. And if they get used to doing that, they will see, oh, if I want something sweet, I'll go get some fruit. They talked about fiber and the importance fiber plays, with the soluble versus the insoluble fibers, different types of fibers. And with the fiber, they talk about what it does for the body as well, how it helps. They call it like the body's broom because it sweeps out a lot of the unnecessary things that we need in our bodies when done right. But there is a way of eating too much fiber and it can cause problems in the body, especially with younger children. If it's too much bulk in their diet, it can cause some issues, gastrointestinal issues and things like that. So with the fiber, we have to be very aware of how much fiber our children are eating and ourselves as well. Chapter 5 talks about micronutrients, which is there's a lot of micronutrients, vitamins. Micronutrients basically make up vitamins and minerals that are important in the growth of a human body and to maintain a human body as well, such as zinc, iron, vitamin A, vitamin D, iodine, folic acid, all those types of things. These things are very critical in the growth of a child. So having that in their diet is very important. She talked a lot about iodine because a lot of iodine is not available to us unless we're eating sea plants and using the iodized salt, which you don't want to use that much of anyway. So she talks a lot about iodine, iron, zinc, folic acid, because these things are very critical in the body. She talks about different things that you can add into your diet to get these vitamins and minerals. what I've got out of these 3 chapters, as well as the whole book, is basically if you keep a whole foods plant-based diet, you will get all the macronutrients that you need in your body. Your children will get them as well. So keeping whole foods, plant-based foods such as fruit, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds in the home, how it really helps with the healthy growth of a child. She talks about fats as well. She talks about the saturated fats. If it's room temperature and it's still solid, it's not a good fat. If you find that it is liquid, even if it's in the refrigerator, that is a good fat. Most saturated fats are found in animal products and meat, and also palm oils. So we have to reduce a lot of using of palm oils. Even though palm oils do have some good characteristics in it for our health, just limit the amount. Also with the unsaturated fats, such as olive oil, canola oil, things like that, those are also good fats, but like she said, we also have to limit the amount of fats that we have in our diet, period. Even for children, if a child has food that has a diet high in fat, it can cause some health issues along the way. So she says again, when she talks about these, making whole food plant-based meals really does help with eliminating a lot of saturated fats in the diet. And then she gives her the advice that, especially with people who have families who have not been incorporating whole plant-based foods in their diet, how to incorporate it now, if you want to try, is to just do it one meal at a time, whether it be eliminating chips for snacks and making something else that's more whole plant-based. There is some recipes in the book as well. She also has a link that you can go to. You get to a website that has a lot of recipes as well for children's kid healthy snacks, and snacks for the whole family. What makes a healthy diet is the 6th chapter in the book. And she talks about, how kids who learn how to eat healthy at a young age, they tend to keep that lifestyle throughout their whole lives. Eating a diet built around fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes, how it helps them to stay full longer and not consume a lot of calories throughout the day. So they grow up to continuously do those things, and they tend to stay slimmer, more healthier, good heart health, and things like that. So the importance of teaching your children how to eat healthy at a very young age is very critical. A lot of people kind of write that off or think it's not important, or, paying the bills and doing this and doing that is more important than the health of my child. It doesn't matter what my child is eating as long as my child is eating. And a lot of people fall into that because a lot of us are in survival mode. But sometimes we have to get out of that survival mode and say, hey, what am I doing? Because all I'm going to do is make another generation of people doing the same thing I'm doing. You can eliminate that being an issue for your child growing up, then that is everything. If your child has good health, good healthy food choices, and they grow up still making those choices, most of their life, the only struggles they're going to have is either financial or romantic. But those things are easily dealt with. But when you have health problems and things like that, it's a little worse. I have 2 more chapters next week, and then we have another lady that's going to come in and do the rest of the book for you guys. But I really enjoyed talking to you guys about this book. I hope you guys learn a lot from it. I hope you take the time to actually read it and actually take notes on it and actually use what you're learning from the book, especially if you have children. Even for people who don't have children, it is important. But this one is specifically catered to people with kids. And if you have kids, you want to really pay attention to this book. You want to really pay attention to what Brenda Davis is saying. She also has a lot of videos on YouTube where she's talking about different ways to incorporate whole plant-based foods into your home, in your kids' diet, where they will eat it and they will like it. So Brenda Davis really teaches you how to incorporate this in a loving, nurturing way so that even the most closed-minded person will open up to the idea of it at least. So, yeah. I see you guys next week, and you guys have a great week as well. Bye.